It's March 31st, 2010, and we're at Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario. We're talking about how to defend our bodies against today's bombardment of toxins. We cover transfats, glutathione, and acrylamides with Dr. Alicja Zobel, phytochemist, and two Trent University business students.
So physical health, you started to understand that here you don't have the toxins that are there, bisphenols. Then in the other food you have the trans fats. Now some products have zero trans fats. Even my Pringles that I started analysis, past perfect, was that it had 10 times more than allowed for the people not to get cancer.
I got a question. How much does Pringles sell now before they used to sell before with trans fats in them? Are they more popular now or were they more popular before? Because I remember the line was, once you pop, you can't stop. And I know for a fact that the brain does get addicted to eating trans fats. So now that the trans fats are outside of them, are people eating Pringles as much? So is it really actually a good thing for the company to stop? Or should we just tell people that they're fatty foods and say make your own decision?
And this is what I said. You should have think about it. And because of that, all the firms started to lower amount of trans fats. And I was in St. John's, and on the McDonald's there was written crossed trans fats, not here. So they started to lower amount of trans fats themselves because it is the competition among the firms. Yeah. I didn't want them to cancel it. Children are going to eat trans fats or the smell of the high processed food in the fat in the high temperature. So I am not a fighter of that sort. It is let them make the market for who is having the less toxic compounds. Now, you heard from me about acrylamides, and you are going to know that one of such envelopes is going to have the information that I started fighting for trans fats 10 years ago, and we had 2 readings. Then the government changed. Previously, there was a professor of Trent, Peter Adams, so he was reading my petitions, and because of that, there were 2 readings. And the change of the government, Senator Mayan phoned me saying, Professor Zobel, what about this acrylamide? She invited me. She introduced me to Honorable Member of Parliament, Bennett, saying, oh, you should be in the caucus of health because you, as a witness, because you know what acrylamides are. And you asked the question what acrylamides are, how they are formed. From one molecule of sugar, one molecule of amino acid, it is everywhere. It is in the milk. When you put it into ultra-high temperature pasteurization, that in milk is 200 degrees, you form Maillard reaction, and it forms acrylamide. So,
what does acrylamide do to you physically, though? That's what I'm.
Yes, it forms cancer. Okay. I am the fighter.
That's been proven that this
7,000 publications, but
okay.
We scientists publish and publish.
Wasn't testing, I was asking.
And scientists only care to put it on the shelf.
Yep.
And I have very nice publications in Proceedings of New York Academy of Science.
You've gone and told them about it. How are you going to make this impact of acrylamides really known to people before really serious health things start happening?
Good. That was what Crescent asked me with trans fats. Dr. Zobel, who knows about this trans fat? So you won, it's going to be on Canadian food. Who knows what trans fat is? I say, watch me. It takes time. When I came to Canada '86, nobody knew what the antioxidants are. Bioflavonoids? Who knew bioflavonoids? Now phenolic compounds. Now people know those things. But it took me talking on my Trent radio on Thursday for a long period of time and educated people. And I made in Board of Education so-called cascade teaching. I teach students of biochemistry. They go to 11th graders, Thomas A. Stewart. As the 11th graders go to the first graders, and there they teach in such a big hall, first, second, and third graders in an hour, fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. It is totally ingenious.
So I have a question then. If this is such a pressing issue, is there a way to extract what has already been put into the body then? How would
Yes.
you extract that?
You know what? I had to meet you. You asked the right questions.
For business students,
That's right.
everything comes down to the almighty dollar.
I know. I
Right.
know. And
My health as well is important.
Yeah, because you're going to have to pay for that sooner or later, right?
That's right. Exactly. And this is the problem. Who pays? I pay when you are sick totally, or you pay and I don't need to be so
So
sick.
I got a
sickly.
question
But
about-
the question is very good.
Yes.
Yes. Repeat the question so he can say that.
How would you extract
Yeah.
these chemicals, I imagine,
Acrylamides.
Yeah.
acrylamides, that are already in your body
Yes.
that you've been absorbing for years without any knowledge?
Drink water that doesn't have anything in it, so it'll take all the acrylamides outside of you. Because you just said that this water will leach everything out of your body, right? So if there's nothing in this water and I drank it, wouldn't it take acrylamides out of
Yes.
my body?
Good things and bad things. Good. But
Yes.
the idea would be, don't we have...
But you said this was a better choice.
I know. So he is a suspicious person, and I love that, because that must be something in our body that really every day cleans up us. Yes, that's right. And to clean up, it's called glutathione,
Yep.
the molecule that is called, doesn't matter, peachy polo. Okay.
That's why we
It
eat so
is-
much bread, right? Gluten oil?
No,
No,
it
it's
is
not gluten?
glutathione.
Oh,
Nobody knows the word.
no.
Only biochemists. But it is unbelievable molecule because of which we exist. It is tripeptide, very simple molecule that catches, you see, catches the toxin from every cell out into lymph, the juices that are in our body, and you pee it out. Simple.
So why are we so concerned
Glutathione.
about acrylamides when we can just take more of these pills of this
Why can't the
glucose
glutamate?
stuff?
No. Glutathione you have to produce yourself.
Okay, so what can we take that will help us
Help us
produce
produce it.
more?
Good.
Yeah.
Now, very good question. Next one. So very good next question means you need to have precursors for these 3 amino acids. 2 are very common. 1 must be a little bit different. Cysteine is the one that is this unique 3rd one. And this unique 3rd one is in first food that you are given, the best food in the world, which is what?
Banana?
What is nana?
Banana?
No.
Fish.
Were you given banana when you were just born? Don't you remember when you came out
Breast
of the
milk.
mother?
It's
Breast
fit.
milk.
That's right, exactly. So in the breast milk, if you remember, it's not white.
Oh, I can remember.
That's right. So if you imagine,
It's
and
clear.
yes, colostrum.
I
it
grew
is-
up on a farm.
Then it is the first few days. It is not white because it is colostrum, and this is plenty of cysteine there.
Immune system for a lot of mammals that don't develop them upon birth, given for genetically from their parents. Like cattle, when they're born, they have no immune system, and they get it through their parent in the colostrum the first 2 days.
And you, of course, remember that you got your immune system at the age of about half a year. It starts to be built. Before that, you have your mothers, and so you have to suck.
Obesity is becoming worse and worse and worse and worse in society. But your task of dropping trans fats, and all these companies are dropping trans fats out of their stuff. And so is it really trans fats that are making people fat and have heart attacks, or what is it really that's making people feel this way? Because if it's getting worse and worse, and the battle against trans fats are going and going, then what's getting worse? Because
You know
if
what?
you're getting better and your cause is getting better, then what's getting worse?
Isn't it great to have such, young people? You know what I'm now fighting? To prorogue the parliament, all these people with Alzheimer's disease, and make you, young ones, go to the parliament and start asking this question.
To echo that, I'm sort of interested in the very beginning stages when you're breastfed. Is there a link between sickness and people who are not breastfed?
Formula fed.
Formula-fed people, you can imagine, they are from the formulas, the Bebico or any other Humana, or we check them for acrylamides. Because they are put through ultra-high temperature pasteurization, they have 30 times more acrylamides than allowed in drinking water because the fish are dying. We care about fish. Who cares about kids? So, shh, that's why in the government, in parliament, it is, shh, Dr. Zobel, we better don't talk about it. It was already leaked once, because I was invited to, to Parliament Hills. It's a nice place to, the restaurant there. And the problem was that somebody heard what I'm talking there. It's very bad acoustics, and it leaked to CBC. And in the CBC, they were saying acrylamides are in food. But they didn't know what to do about it, and they should. They started talking about giving some of the enzymes, and it isn't the right enzyme.
Can we avoid eating acrylamides?
Yeah, if you have your own pet,
'Cause
that is goat.
See, because you know, it doesn't matter where we go today, we're stuck with food that we either get from a farmer's field, which probably has more fertilizers in it than hydroponically grown peppers, because those companies are just trying to cut down costs. They don't care, as little nutrients as possible, right?
Very good. So it means you are not going to live longer than 60. And that's very good.
No, I'm just saying, what's my...
You are not going to live because nobody tells you that there are toxins in the food. There are not so many crazy people as I am.
No, I
who care
understand, but
about
what do we do? 'Cause
making you healthy.
living an organic diet is really expensive. It's hard to buy organic.
Whom I have to scare? I have to scare the government,
Yes.
the members of parliament, because they would have done nothing. They like doing nothing.
Let's assume they do nothing.
Yeah.
What would be the next step?
They do nothing.
Let's say
That
they do
means
nothing.
the child that is getting now and is on formula, I am 3 months old grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandchild is having no acrylamides in the food because my daughter is aware what it is. But the other kids are getting acrylamides. And because acrylamides are forming cancer, and because I cooperate with 8 universities of different medical academies, we made the research on rats, tiny ones, you know, just born. We gave them the concentration of acrylamide that our children are getting. When they were half of their age, let's say 30, they had all, 100% of them have had cancer. When our child is now being born, and this ultra-high temperature pasteurization started 10, 12 years ago, the children, when they are now going to be in 20 years, they are going to have cancer. And everybody will say, we couldn't have foreseen it. It's only that I am yapping, and I want it to be monitored, that the children have no chance if we don't give them good
If I don't
food.
get up in the morning and go, oh, okay, no trans fats today, no acrylamides today, and I got to do enough work today to make sure my gluten cleans my system out, or whatever.
Glutathione, not gluten.
Glutathione. That's it.
Glutathione, yes.
Glutathione.
Call it peachy polo.
Peachy polo. Okay, so peachy polo cleans out my system. It's not something that we get up and think about, you know, in the morning.
No.
So so you think putting a label on something will cognitively remind people on a regular basis?
The firms, not the people.
But the people are the ones who are buying.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
the
right.
people are also the ones who operate the firms.
That's right. And this is, he understands immediately.
But you know,
so it is the firm that fights the other firm, so they don't want to have this toxins, because the stupid Dr. Zobel is yapping all the time. So then they phoned me saying, now you cannot criticize us. And I say, no. And now on Examiner...
You're at it again, eh?
Yeah.
Poke.
Yeah,
Poke,
yeah,
poke.
yeah. And I had, you know, the nice picture in Examiner that Dr. Zobel is so happy having, you know, here the Pringles. Now, my friend, it has 0. But Dr. Zobel on the bottom says, but in the same box, there are acrylamides now. I was the first one in Canada talking about acrylamides in the media. And we have to go to media.
And I think the average person isn't so much concerned with the information you're trying to provide as much as they'd be concerned with solutions to the information they don't even need to have.
No,
Yeah.
but the idea is that it's a shame that the government doesn't care. And you know what? I have to make our honorable members of Parliament 301 listen to me, okay? And when you come there, it's like boys.
It's an old boys club, right?
Worse.
Yeah.
3 months old, 3 years old. They just throw sand on each other. So I have to catch their you know, attention. I had 30 seconds, and I say trans fats are the ones that are changed from the very good ones that are bent into the straightened up, and they straighten up, don't fit the enzyme. And that was all. You don't talk anymore to honorable members of parliament,
No.
because their brain is rather small. Again, I had about 30 seconds of their attention. And then I say acrylamides are everywhere you have the sugar molecule and amino acid molecule. If you put it in ultra high temperature pasteurization, acrylamide is formed, and it is neurotoxin, and it is carcinogenic.
Well, I think in conclusion, what should we do tomorrow then? To sum this up, what should we do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, you need to find the friend farmer,
Has goats, right?
yeah,
And take the
and
milk.
he eats the same thing that he is selling you.
Yep.
Mhm. Then you have to have friend lawyer, so you know things what to do. Then you have friends editors here. They come from Hamilton and film things that otherwise nobody would know. And after I have something like that, I send it openly to the Parliament of Canada. Let them
YouTube.
know what's happening.
YouTube this stuff.
YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, connect it all. If you want to reach the youth, that's what has to be done.
Yeah, Facebook. How did I call it?
Health and Nature.
Yeah, but
Dr. Zobel.